Yo, strong guys, it's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. Today we're going to be talking about what the Golden State Warriors should do this offseason, what the plan for the Golden State Warriors should be this offseason after getting eliminated last night by the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference semifinals, 122-101. And it's been one of the biggest things going around in the NBA right now, talking about is what's going to happen to the Warriors. Is the dynasty over? Is Clay, is he going to be gone? Draymond, a free agent. Is Draymond going to leave? As the Lakers and Thunder are two teams that should be interested in Draymond Green in free agency, which I think Draymond would. I don't know. Lakers jersey for Draymond, that's not surprising, but I think a Thunder jersey for me, in my opinion, that would feel weird. But and then there's this, trade topics. Today I saw a video of a potential trade for Jaylen Brown. I've been thinking of myself, maybe Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is someone the Warriors have been talking about for years. It feels like everybody's been talking about. Everybody's been interested in Bradley Beal for 2 or 3 years now, but no one's ever made the trigger on him. I think it could be this offseason that might finally happen. And everybody's saying, are they going to blow it up? Is Wiggins gone? Everybody thinks, the only guaranteed player that's going to stay is Stephen Curry, and I personally don't think so. I think the Warriors are going to run it back, but I do think, in my opinion, the Warriors are going to have to add in more talent if they want to, keep it going. Because Sacramento, a team last year, the 3 seed, I've been thinking about this. Sacramento, they were last year the 3 seed. You don't see a 3 seed like that, go down in the first round and not try to get better. You're gonna get better. I think they're gonna be looking for a starting power forward, small forward, with Harrison Barnes being a free agent. I think a potential fit for them is Jeremy Grant. But I think Sacramento's gonna get better. I think Denver might get better. The Lakers could get better. List goes on of teams in the West that are gonna get better next season, and Golden State can't stay where they are. They can keep their team they have from last season, but I think they're going to have to add some talent with that. Let's start with what I think Golden State should do going into this offseason. So starting with some of your free agents on the board. You got JaMychal Green, Draymond Green, Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Lamb, Ty Jerome. Those are some of the main free agents. So here's what I do if I'm the Warriors. I let JaMychal Green walk. Let him go, sign a minimum or a low contract with some other team. Was not that great in the playoffs. Did not really help them at all. He had one good game in the playoffs, but then back to straight trash. Let JaMychal Green walk. Out of here. Same thing for Ty Jerome. He did decent in the regular season whenever the Warriors were hurt or resting their players. I will say he did solid, but I think Ty Jerome is out of there as well. Also, another free agent that is on the board for the Warriors, Andre Iguodala. I keep Andre Iguodala, but not in the way you think. I think I've been seeing a bunch of videos saying Andre Iguodala is retired, but no one has confirmed that, so I'm not believing it until I actually, hear him tweet something or hear someone with actual power like Adrian Wojnarowski or Shams, announce it, or Andre himself. We haven't heard Andre retire, actually, but I think it is pretty sure Andre is going to retire. With the Udonis Haslem of the Miami Heat, we know he's actually going to retire. He said it before. This is my last year. I'm done. But we've never heard that from Andre for sure. But I think 39. He's 39 years old. He's in the. He had a really bad year this year. Didn't play that much at all. It was really, if we're gonna really be honest, he's more of a player's coach. He's really just a guy sitting on the bench who's being a good a good leader to the guys that are playing on the floor, and that's what he's really been. And that's why I think as soon as he retires, he's going to sign with the Golden State Warriors to become an assistant head coach, and I think it's going to be basically what he was doing last year, just not the option to play. That should be hard for him, and maybe, who knows, maybe if he wants, he waits a year, takes a year off, and then comes into the Warriors and becomes an assistant coach. But I don't think he's going to want to leave this team, especially when they're at the potential of ending a dynasty. And I think he knows he's not, he's not at the point anymore where he can play, and he wants to be still part of this dynasty. He knows he's a great leader, and he's a great part of this team, but just not on, not on the court, but on the sidelines and in the locker room. And that's why I think Andre retires and becomes an assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors. So that's one of my opinions on what the Warriors should do. Now, another thing, and Warriors fans might be upset about this, but I say the Warriors let Donte DiVincenzo walk. He had a great regular season and a great postseason for the Warriors, but I think the Warriors' rotation next season is going to be a little packed with some of the things that have them doing, and I think to the point where the Warriors have Donte DiVincenzo walk to somewhere else, leave the Warriors. Then some of the free agents I think the Warriors should re-sign. I think, should re-sign Anthony Lamb to a low contract deal. Anthony Lamb was great for them in the regular season. He's probably not going to get that many minutes in the rotation with some of the changes I have the Warriors doing, but I think he played a good role in their season last year. Did really good, played good defense, shot the ball well, was really good off the bench. So, re-sign Anthony Lamb. Then the biggest one, Draymond Green. As much as people talk crap about Draymond Green, he's very loyal to the Golden State Warriors, and he said it himself. I don't want to leave, and we'll figure something out, and we'll just see what happens. I think Draymond is one of those guys that will sign. I'm not saying Draymond's going to sign the minimum, but Draymond is one of those guys that will sign a minimum contract so the Warriors can add, can get better and get a better team and, get somebody big in free agency or via trade. That's how much Draymond cares about this team, especially at the point where everybody's getting older. Draymond's getting older, Steph's getting older, Klay's getting older. They're at the point where this is the end. Maybe not now, but soon this is the end. And I think Draymond, he might ask for some decent money from other teams, but I think the Warriors is the only team he'll sign for pretty damn cheap. I don't think Draymond's going to sign the minimum, but I think Draymond's going to sign a really cheap deal. Maybe, I think with the state of the Warriors and what's going on with them, I think Draymond signs a 1-year deal, especially with how old he is getting. I think Draymond signs a 1-year deal with the Golden State Warriors, and for very cheap, like $3 to $5 million, something like that, just so the Warriors can get better in free agency or trade for cap space. I think Draymond will sacrifice the team getting better over himself. And I know people see Draymond as a selfish player, selfish person, but he cares a hell of a lot about this team. So I think the Warriors, it's a must to sign Draymond Green. Then one more thing in free agency. The Warriors lacked a big man really bad last season. They had their two guys playing at the center position. Draymond would start the center, and then Kevin Looney would come off the bench. And Kevin Looney did a great job. He's not that great of a scorer. He's a good passer. He's a great rebounder. He's not that great of a scorer. He's not that great of a shooter. So I'm thinking about a guy who can do things that Kevin Looney can do, but he can shoot and he can score way better. That is a free agent. It costs the Warriors quite a bit, but I think the Warriors should sign in free agency Washington Wizards, not Bradley Beal. I think the Warriors should sign Wizards star Kristaps Porzingis. We saw a lot of good things from Kristaps last year. He shot the ball well. He rebounded well. He did really good. They need a center really bad. Kristaps 7 foot, 7'1", whatever he is, and I think adding him in the starting lineup would make their roster really good. He's a good shooter. He's a center. That's what they need. And I think Porzingis on the Warriors would change a lot of things for how they play basketball, and I think they'd improve a hell of a lot. And that's really all I have the Warriors doing. I don't trade Kuminga. I think he's at the point where he says, I want to be in the rotation next year. And I think that includes the playoffs because they did not play Kuminga at all. I think Kuminga is going to be amazing next year. I think he's going to go up a level. And I don't trade Jordan Poole, and here's why. Jordan Poole might have been horrible in the postseason, but Jordan Poole, and people like to talk crap about him as well, he only does good when baddies are on the court, or Jordan Poole's awful. Just people like to talk crap about Jordan Poole as well. Here's the fact. In the regular season, he is an amazing player. He does well off the bench. He's clutch for the Warriors in the regular season. Also, Steph Curry had quite a few couple injuries last season. Missed multiple weeks during injuries twice. I think he missed like 2 to 4 weeks I think he missed like 2 or 3 weeks twice. He missed like 6 or 7 weeks of the season last season. And who was big for the Warriors when Steph was injured and did really solid? Jordan Poole. He was clutching games, he was scoring well, he was shooting well. I'm not saying Steph will get injured again, but if he does, if Stephen Curry gets injured for a little bit again next season like he did last season, I'm telling you, Jordan Poole is going to be clutch. And if Steph stays healthy, he's going to be a good sixth man. So in that case, I think you keep Wiggins. I think you keep Poole. I think you keep Kuminga. There is absolute no reason to get rid of Kuminga. I think with how Poole does in the regular season, now he steps up when Curry is not available to go, you keep Poole, and I don't see why the hell you trade Wiggins unless you're trading for someone like Bradley Beal or Jaylen Brown, which I don't think Boston's going to trade Jaylen Brown, and I'm really at the state of mind where I don't think Bradley Beal is ever going to go anywhere. So I don't think the Warriors should break it up. They need to add to what they have, and let's go over what the rotation, the 10 or 9-man rotation would look like for Golden State with these changes. Steph Curry at the 1, Klay Thompson at the 2, at the 3, Andrew Wiggins, at the 4, Draymond Green, at the 5, Kristaps Porzingis, at the 6th man and at backup point guard Jordan Poole. At the backup 2, you have, well, I don't know who the backup 2. Okay, off the bench you'd have Kevin Looney, Jordan Poole, Kevin Looney, Jonathan Kuminga. Who else off the bench? Who was big for them? I can't think. Gary Payton the second. So if Gary Payton the second, Jordan Poole, Kevin Looney, and Jonathan Kuminga off the bench. Those are all guys who were capable of being starters during the postseason. All 4 of those guys started a game for the Golden State Warriors in the postseason last season. Gary Payton started a game, I think 1 or 2. Yeah, Payton started 1 or 2. He started a couple games against the Lakers in that series. Maybe 2 or 3 games he started in that Lakers series. Kevin Looney started multiple games in that Sacramento series. Jordan Poole started multiple games in the Sacramento series. And then, Kuminga didn't start any games in that Sacramento series. So Poole, Kuminga, and Looney Poole, Looney, and Gary Payton II are all capable of being starters, but they're going to be off the bench, and they're going to be great. Also, Jonathan Kuminga could probably be a starter on quite a few NBA teams, but not on the Warriors, just because of how packed their rotation is. But their bench with Kuminga, Poole, Gary Payton II, and Kevin Looney would be very, very good. So the bench is really stacked with Poole, Gary Payton II, Kuminga, and Looney. The starting rotation is really good with Curry, Klay, Wiggins, Draymond, and Kristaps Porzingis. And you gotta include, yes, the Warriors were 6th seed last season, and they were horrible on the road. But like I said, Curry missed 6 or 7 weeks in the season. Wiggins missed a lot of the year as well. So they were quite a bit injured last season. And I think next year, if the Warriors are healthy, they add in Porzingis. If they're able to add in Porzingis, they have that solid bench rotation with Jordan Poole, Kevin Looney, Gary Payton II, and Jonathan Kuminga. With Kuminga going into his 3rd season, and I think starting to reach the level of his best. I think Jonathan Kuminga will reach the stars of next season. I think Jonathan Kuminga is going to hit the top level next season. I think Kuminga is going to go off for the Warriors. So you got Kuminga going off the bench. You got Looney grabbing boards and being a great team leader. Jordan Poole doing great in the regular season, but apparently not in the playoffs. Gary Payton, an amazing defensive player and a decent scorer off the bench. That bench is really stacked for the Golden State Warriors. And then the starting rotation, if healthy, is really good as well for the Warriors if they do that in the offseason. So I don't think you do much. I say you re-sign Draymond, you sign Kristaps Porzingis, you re-sign Anthony Lamb, you bring Andre Iguodala in as an assistant coach. You keep the gang. I think everything should be well for Golden State. I think possibly a top 3, top 4 seed in the Western Conference if they make those moves and everybody is healthy on the 9-man rotation. That's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed my thoughts, peace out, and let me know your thoughts.